All right, hello everybody. Today we are doing a student interview with Samuel Penner.
Yeah.
Sam is actually I'll just let you start, Sam. Who are you? What did you do before joining KCA? And just share a little bit about yourself. We'll jump right in.
Yeah. So I was prior to KC, I was in door-to-door sales, roofing sales specifically. I'm a dad, obviously you know this, but I'm a dad to twin daughters. And I take a lot of that responsibility being a single dad. So I needed a ton of schedule flexibility and just a lot of things I wasn't getting when I have to be gone all the time, which had me obviously exploring the online space and then eventually, pretty quickly connecting with you guys. Um, yeah.
So door-to-door roofing guy.
Yeah.
Um, so Sam, what did you not like about the door-to-door roofing industry that made you want to look for something different?
It wasn't necessarily that I didn't like what I was doing. It's that the industries were changing, which I hear a lot about with solar and things like that too. But the roofing industry's just changed a lot. It's like I was putting in, the 100% that I was putting in before, and I was getting 30% back where I used to get 70% back, something like that. So it just became much more difficult to thrive in that environment anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and so like obviously door to door is like some of the toughest type of sales because you're constantly knocking and dealing with rejection and stuff.
Yeah.
Was there any other reasons why you decided to like make a change to what you were doing career wise outside of just the industry?
I mean, a lot of it had to do with for sure growing. I mean, not only just growing my skill set, just trying to invest in myself, but also just having that time at home, just disconnecting from being gone, traveling, climbing roofs, whatever, like being out of my house
Hmm.
40 hours a week or more, 60 hours a week, whatever it would be. And getting to spend that time at home and, just focus on what I was doing, where it's like clock in time is like upstairs. I just walk upstairs and then I clock in and I can put in 60 hours where I can put in 40 hours in the time it would take me to do 60 hours once I factor in travel. You know what I mean? So I'm getting time back. And that was my ultimate goal, was like spend time with family, increase, my general skill set, just kind of like get to know more about what I'm doing or different avenues, and cut down like that time that I'm like wasting driving all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, especially as a single dad, your time's valuable. And you got
Yeah,
two,
and being on roofs and everything.
yeah, you got two twin daughters. How old are they?
Yeah. Yeah, they're 4 years old.
4 years old.
4 years old, and I was up there on ladders, 2, 3 stories up every day. Like,
Yeah,
this is probably a bad idea.
yeah, yeah, dude. Why did you decide to join KCA specifically?
I think it was more than anything, it was like you guys personally, like, just stood out differently to me. Like when I got on the phone with Trey originally, I had my hesitations and things like that, but the more Trey kind of pushed in and explained things to me, I just was like, it's time to pull the trigger on this thing. I obviously, having the backing of job placement and those job opportunities, and then the continued support afterward was a big thing for me, because I had no idea about online sales whatsoever, and
Mhm.
I found that out quickly because I thought I knew sales pretty well, but it's just different. It's
It's
completely
funny.
different.
It's funny, dude. Like how a lot of salespeople will just think like, "Oh, I know how to sell roofs, or I know how to do door to door, so I feel like I can sell in this industry too." But like, how quickly did you realize that it's not the same and it's a
Yeah, it's completely different. Yeah, but not only is
completely
it
different
completely
beast?
different, but like the frameworks that are there are really structured well. But like you don't even use that kind of framework in the kind of door to door sales or any of the service type sales. Like
Yeah,
you're not digging into emotion, and it's not emotional sales in that case. It's more like logistical for people,
yeah,
especially with businesses. But over here, it's like even when you're working with businesses, it's like a lot of times I'm seeing, some of these opportunities out there that are business to small business. And so that framework of like learning how to work with people's emotions and helping them guide them to the solution that is important and works for them. Um, yeah, you don't learn that out on the streets, so to speak.
yeah, yeah. What do you think of the training material that we have here, the sales training and all the support and everything?
Yeah, I love it. I still to this day in my new role, am using a lot of the objection handling frameworks, and even the general script. Like I pull the certain parts of it and I'll add it to the scripts that the company I'm working for has,
Uh-huh.
just because I think they hit better, and just pull a little more of that emotion out and help people to get to the right solution. But I definitely like the objection handling stuff, like the scripts that are there. Like I use those every day. Like I
Yeah.
have those on my computer pulled up on a screen so that when it gets there, I can just run through it.
Yeah. How would you compare the training that we have here at KCA compared to like any other training that you've done?
Well, first and foremost, I think for me it has been again, it comes down to like the personal, where I genuinely believe that you guys are here to help people.
Hmm.
Like I actually do believe that, and I've experienced it firsthand myself going through this, and um, that's been the biggest thing for me. Obviously, the scripts for the frameworks, all that stuff is wonderful and great, but having the community you guys have built here, helping to push that community or that culture continually as people are coming in, like that downward trickle, I guess you could call it, of culture. As people come in, they
Yeah.
learn that they're going to be working with other students, helping other students, bouncing ideas off each other, and then ultimately growing together, and then cheering each other on once they land roles or they're moving into roles, working in them, whatever. um, yeah, culture and all that is just, it's done really well.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. And how would you like rate your overall journey from like when you joined to like getting to where you are now? Like just your overall experience going through the academy.
Yeah. The experience going through the academy has been like, I mean, I don't even want to sound cheesy about it, but like it's been like a 10 for me, because
Let's go,
it's
dude.
it's just been great the whole time. Like it really has just been great the whole time. When I started, I realized I didn't know much. I connected with other students, applied myself, obviously worked one-on-one with you a lot, along with some other people and, other people on the team. And then when I finally, I went into a couple different interviews and things. And when I finally landed in the role that I'm currently in, um, I feel like there's not a chance I would have, I mean, I know there's not a chance I would have ever been in that role had I not gone through this.
Yeah.
Like there's no possible way.
Yeah. And so like talking about timeline, like your experience is a little bit more normal for like what most students will experience. Like we had, I think the two other client testimonies that I did before this one, we had Mike who got placed into a role within 6 days, Matt got placed into a role within like 19 days and he's still crushing deals in that role like as we speak right now. But
Yeah.
for you, like timeline wise, how long did it take for you to, I mean, I guess your definition of seeing results might be different, but like from when you joined to getting to where you are now to making your first sale in the role that you're in right now, how like if you could tell me about the timeline of how you progress through everything, that'd be great.
I think it had been two
Or just in
months.
general, like what sort of results have you seen since joining us? That'd be a simpler way to put it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So to start, like I said, I came into this thinking like, hey, I know how to run sales, good to go. I hopped on a little prematurely with the recruiting company that you guys use. And when they do go through those role plays and they hit you with certain objections that are, I don't know, they're a little more tailored to what's going on here in the online space.
Uh-huh.
I quickly realized I was like, man, I need to put more time in. Um, and so I took a step back and I continued to just like literally just start memorizing a lot of this objection stuff, just running role plays like crazy. It took me a couple months of working on that to really get it honed in. And then obviously worked as a setter for a while, just learning how to run the calls and, start to dig that pain out. And that's ultimately what led me to this role that I'm in now, is that once I was able to get on the call and start like learning how to run these discovery calls, like digging out the pain, finding out the pain points and, moving things around. Um, in my interview, when I was literally referencing the fact that I had been doing that I'd gone through this program, um, I think out of the 15 people on that interview, they hired like three, and I was one of those people. And I literally have no experience in the closing in an online space. So
Do you feel like you telling the recruiter like, hey, I've invested in my education, I've worked intensely with these guys for the last 60 to 90 days. How much do you feel like that helped you actually land the role compared to the other people that were on that interview as well?
it for sure helped,
Yeah.
because the
Your,
guy,
your
the
training as
the
well.
head, yeah, the head interviewer, when I started talking about these things, and talking about the academy and the training and learning these discovery calls, he basically took an extra 10 minutes to talk to me individually out of like the 10. There's 15 people on the interview.
Mhm.
He's going one on one, and we sat there and just chatted for like 10 minutes, just about, the importance of discovery in this space and the just importance of, or the difference between these online sales and in-person sales. And I'm positive that made me stand out and got me this role.
Yeah. What's the name of the company that you're working with right now, and what do they do?
Yeah, it's called My Solar Claim. And what they do is they audit essentially predatory loans or situations where people are, they've bought solar in the last few years. They found themselves in a situation where they got something that was not promised. So we help to audit that. We sell like basically an audit package that comes with a report, has like attorney support on the back end, things like that, just to help ideally get people out of these predatory situations.
Okay. And you're a closer for them?
Yep,
Let's go, dude. What's the size of the package that you're selling for them?
it's 7,000.
7,000. Okay.
Yeah,
And your first day, you closed the deal?
yeah, very first day. Yeah,
Nice,
first,
dude.
not even first day, first call.
First call, you
Yeah,
close the deal
yeah,
you
first call.
using the stuff that you learned in our program.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, sick. Paid in full?
Yeah, I mean they do a deposit. They have a different situation where it's like deposits and then
Uh-huh.
you collect the rest on the back end. But
Okay.
yeah, we got the deposit and everything. Her report's up and running, and I think the success rate on deposit to delivery is like 90%. People don't, once they put down that initial $2,000 deposit, they're not backing out of the other five. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because the offer, I mean, the offer that you're on is a lay down offer. You're helping these people for 7 grand get out of a loan that might be like 30, 40, $50,000
Or double that. Yeah.
or
And
double that. So they're
yeah,
essentially saving a lot of money. So that, I mean, you just closing for that offer is very, very easy because it's a logical type of sale, but obviously you have to like know how to sell that and the psychology behind it and everything too. Um, and what was your commission on that first sale?
so the commission tiers every month depending on how many deposits you take for that month.
Uh-huh.
So starting out, my commission on that was 15. I think it's 15%, which would be $1,000. And let's say I put on 5 deposits, which is so easy in a month. I jump up to the next tier. I think it's 5. I jump up to the next tier, which is like 1,500. At 10 for the month, you jump to like 2,000. At 15, you're at 2,500 per sale. And it's all based on not the like your tier is based on that the deposits for that month, but then when those deposits close out that next month, you get paid out for that higher commission for the deposits on this month. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. So you essentially get incentivized for getting the deposit, and then the company collects on the back end, but they just incentivize you for each sale that you get in because it creates a lot of additional
Yeah.
revenue. Up. Okay.
Yeah. So the more deposits you put in this month, you make more money on those exact jobs the next month.
Yeah. I mean, dude, $1,000 in commission in your first call. It lasted like what, maybe an hour?
Yeah. Maybe an hour and a
Yeah.
half, but probably an hour. Yeah.
Hour. Not too shabby, huh?
No, it's great.
Yeah. What's your on target earnings for that role?
If I can consistently do, God, I don't even know how to put it because
Well, like if you compare it
it's
to what some
high.
of the
It's
other
like
guys, like
yeah, on
what are
target
some of
earnings.
what are some of the other salespeople actually doing in that role that have been there for a lot longer than what you have?
There's two of the top sales guys are like 30 and 45,000 this month. The average guys are probably pushing the 10 to 20 mark, I would say, probably
Yeah.
something like that. So I like that's why I say I'm like I don't even know how to factor the on target earnings because the more you put on deposits, just the more it continues to like exponentially grow. So it's
Yeah.
hard to even say because it's like, dude, if I
So
put
like
10 on this month, I could be 20,000, but if I jump right over into 15, then I'm at like 40. You know?
yeah. Yeah. So like anywhere from 10 to 20 on the lower average end, upper and the top that guys are doing like 30 to 40.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
So
Yeah.
like average income for this role, if you're decent, assuming you get ramped up, is like 20 grand a month.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would
How
say that's fair to say.
how many roofs would you have, or how much would you have had to work in your door to door position if you wanted to do that?
20,000 a month, I'd be working nonstop, actually
Nonstop.
nonstop.
No
Yeah.
work-life balance. And
Unless I just landed in the governor's club and was putting on roofs every day in the governor's club, I'd be
yeah,
working every single day, every second of the day. Yeah.
yeah.
Because there
And
was a time I was doing 10, 15, 18 a month, but that's a very short-lived window.
yeah, how much were you
And
working
and
back
I
then?
was working nonstop. Yeah, like 60, 70 hours.
70 hours a week. And how much are you working now?
Right now I'm trying to grind. So I'm putting in like a good 40, but I don't have to,
Yeah,
for sure. I definitely don't have to.
yeah. And so like, assuming you just want to cruise, like you have the option to work less than that and still make decent money.
Yeah, I'm in full control of my schedule.
Dude, that's great. What sort of an impact has this, like you going from door to door working 60 hours a week to now being able to work? I mean, you're working 40 hours a week because you want to hit the gas pedal, but like the option to work 20 to 30 hours a week and still make decent money, like 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month. What kind of effect has that played on your personal life? Like, I know you're a dad, you got two little daughters, you used to be on roofs all day. Now you're home. I remember a while ago you sent me a picture where you were working from your living room with your little incense going off. But like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
how has that played a role in your personal life in those
That's
areas?
been, yeah, it's been great. Um, the most important thing for me has been on the days, the days that I've got them, I can just block that time out. So I can, like today, for example, this is one of my days without them, and I'm working 8 a.m. till 8 p.m.
Uh-huh.
And tomorrow and the next day, I'll just do the same. I'll just, put in those long, long hours. But then on the days I do have them, I work from, 9 a.m. till 1. And then the rest of the evening, I just take off and hang out with them all day long.
Yeah.
So it's been a huge help because I just, like I said, I clock in upstairs, I clock out upstairs,
Yeah.
and then I can schedule stuff out like this call, I just pop it on my calendar, nothing gets booked, and I just slide in and say what's up.
Yeah. That's awesome. And it's probably pretty awesome. Like your girls are both 4 years old, so you're probably able to watch them actually like be home and watch them grow up
Yeah,
instead of being
exactly.
gone all the time. That's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah, play with them, put them to bed, get them up in the morning, help take them to school. Like I get to do
Yeah.
all the dad stuff again.
All the dad stuff again. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you, dude. And you like I say this to like every single client that I do a case study with, but like honestly, your story is really motivating because I know when you came to us, like you were in a decent position and in the middle of it you were like, oh dude, I just like I'm going through something really tough, I need to make this work. So gave you a little bit of extra attention, and now like all the hard work that you put in is like finally paying off. So that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Next question for you is like, what would you say for people who are on the fence of joining KCA? Maybe they're like, maybe they're in door to door, maybe they're in a traditional other sales role, maybe they're just looking to transition into the industry. They've been kind of checking out our interviews, they've been checking out some of our material, and they're deciding whether they should book a call with us or whether they should decide to invest into our help. What's your message for those people?
Yeah. I think for those people, it's really like decide if you want to sell in the online space, and then if you do, you need to like bet on yourself and just invest in yourself because the like you've said before, I think the barrier to entry is low in the sense of who, the kind of people that take some of these roles on, but the actual doorway of what people are looking for in the sense of like videos of times you've sold online and actual proof of you running a script online, things that you don't have if you come from online or from in-person sales, like that alone is invaluable for getting past an initial interview. And so if you want to spin your tires for the next like year trying to get into an online sales role and then find out you know nothing, then just start applying for jobs, I guess. But if you want to actually move into this space, it takes a program like this to do it because you will have no idea what to do. Like that, I mean, that's been my experience anyways.
Yeah. What
So it's
about for
like,
the people who are a little bit skeptical?
I mean, nothing's guaranteed in life. You got to just bet on yourself. And like, I mean, if you can take it from me, like I trust these guys with everything in me because they've gone above and beyond every step of the way for me. But with each individual person, it's like, man, it's just as risky to stay where you are as it is to invest the money and move into a new space.
Mhm.
So what kind of risk are you willing to take on? Is it to stay in the situation you're in, or is it to invest into something new? Because worst case scenario, you've increased your skills, you've grown, you've learned something. On the other end, you've just saved a little bit of money. So where's the real risk here? Would
Yeah.
be, I guess, my message.
Yeah. Um, and then like my next question is, do you feel like the accomplishments that you made so far in the last 2 to 3 months or so, or like getting to where you are today, how much harder do you feel like it would have been to get to where you are now if it wasn't for our help?
I don't know that I would have necessarily got here because I mean, I maybe would have. It would have taken a long time to figure out because it's never even like dawned on me like the emotional selling and just the way things are done differently in this space. It just never would have dawned on me. I think if I would have somehow magically landed in a closing role for a company in the online space, I would have just like been fired in 4 calls because they'd have been like, you have no idea what you're doing. And then I would have just been dumbfounded because I'm like, what am I doing? Like,
Yeah.
what am I supposed to do here? Um, yeah, if I, it's fast tracked everything. Like, I don't know what I would have done to figure this out otherwise. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Um,
you guys figured it out.
well, same thing, dude. I had a mentor too, and now we're just teaching people a skill and changing lives, just like you.
Yeah.
So, do you have any ending thoughts for anybody that's watching this video?
Yeah, I mean, I guess my ending thought would just be that there really is an insane opportunities in this space, especially if you're in door to door in any sort of outside roofing or sorry outside sales role. Um, there's so much opportunity here to make really good money and not have to be running around in winter, knocking doors, running around in the summer, burning up. Like there's a ton of opportunity over here. It's just a matter of finding it. And it's a matter of like being qualified for it as well. Um, yeah, I mean that's really it. It's like there's a ton of opportunity, but it takes some work on your end of investing in yourself to get to up to the skill set that you need to be at, but then also putting in the time to like find those good roles because they definitely exist over here. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just if
Yeah.
you want to do it, you got to just do it because you're not gonna get different output without different input.
Yeah. Can't do things the same over and over again and expect a different result. It's a great way to
Yeah,
put it.
exactly.
Well, anyway, Sam, you've been super fun to work with. You've been a great client. I mean, I don't even consider you a client at this point. I consider you more of a friend.
Yeah,
But it's
100%.
been great to like see your journey from like where you started to getting to where you are now. And like there's just a great sense of fulfillment to see like what your life was like before and like where you've gotten to today. And by all means, I don't take all the credit for it. You put in a lot of hard work as well. Like
Yeah,
we can tell you everything, but it's, at the end of the day, it's up to you to take action, and you did exactly that. So you've been phenomenal, bro. And yeah, that's it for today's video.